welcome. My name is Mutazwa, the mighty math doctor. Everyone has got potential to pass mathematics. I repeat, everyone has got potential to pass mathematics. Now, where do we go wrong? Where do we go wrong? Normally, when most people fail mathematics, it's to do with the background. It's to do with the basics. It's to do with the groundwork that would have been done initially. Ukarasika ipapo, kazhinji kacho wakutorasika zvachose, hapana. What am I talking about? You need the best. How can you build a building? Personal foundation yakanaka. So you really need background, foundation. I want to list that down. In other words, we are talking about base. You need a solid base. Solid base. You also need groundwork. In other words, I'm talking about the foundation. I'm talking about the foundation. Foundation. These are paramount ingredients that are required for anyone to pass mathematics. These are the paramount ingredients for everyone to pass mathematics. Mukono mnachinetseka metsakanyanyisisa. The lecturer has to go back and start from the base again and move upwards. That is the medicine of making anyone pass mathematics. What am I talking about? When you're introducing again every topic, you need to do a recap. So you need to go a little bit backward. Like in this particular case, where I'm talking about factorization, I have to find out, do these people know about factor? What is a factor? Factor. That's the starting point. I cannot start off just factorizing without actually knowing what is a factor. A factor is a number that divides into another number without leaving a remainder. A factor is a number that divides into another number without leaving a remainder. It is it's better for us when we're dealing with mathematics to do an example so that at least everyone can understand what we are talking about. So how do I do it? I can now say here, find. For example, find factors of A, 6, B, 8, C, 12. Find those factors. That's the starting point. So that we can then factorize. At least you should understand what a factor is. I'm just doing a recap so that at least we can understand what the factor is. So I can say here, solution. In actual fact, when we're talking about the factors of 6, we are saying 1 can go into 6 times without leaving a remainder. 2 can also go into 6. When I say factors, you see most people watching go so 2 times 3 up to underline and factors. No. These are not factors. These are called product of its prime factors. So our factors are 1, 2, 3, and 6. Normally, most people, they will leave out 1 and they will also leave out a 6. 6 is also a factor of 6 because 6 into 6 is 1. Because 6 can go into 6. In other words, I can also say factors of 8 again. There are also 1, 2, 4, and 8. Those are, again, factors of 8. We can also go as far as factors of 12 again. Factors of 12 again, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. These are, I'm just doing a recap. I haven't started factorization. Those days go on this one. Untonga mbochokera kumashure, ombotanga wambompika kuti atanga kunzwisa kuti ndikuenda kupi. Kwangotanga nekwa uri kuenda chete anobatorasika. That is what I'm talking about here. When we've done factors, this is number 1. You also have understand or appreciate highest common factors. We also have to understand again highest common factors. What are we talking about? We are saying we can also say 8, 10, and 12, for example. I just want to talk about highest common factor because that's the one that we deal with when we're dealing with factorization. When we're also dealing with simplifying and fractions and all this, we also need the LCM. I want to talk about HCF only. So we've got 2 times 2 times 2, and then 2 times 5, 2 times 2 times 3. This is what we refer to as factors. These are prime factors. If we ask a question saying, what are the product of prime factors? We are not talking about these ones now. So how do we now get the highest common factor? We are saying this is now the highest common factor, which is 2. The highest common factor is 2. I'm not interested with this yet. I'm just doing a recap so that at least we can understand where we are going. So this is A, and then I can now say B, which is now 8AB, for example, and 12BCD, for example. And we also need our HCF as well. What are we saying? We will now say, what is the HCF of this? I will show you why are we doing this. Because we need the HCF. We need the factors for us to factorize. All these things are required. So we've got a 2 times 2 times 2, and then A and B. We also have got a 2 times 2 times 3, which is 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. And then multiply by B times C times D. What are we saying? What is now the highest common factor? Look at this. I want to explain this part, whereby we will say this is the 2. 2 is a fact. It is a common. The word common. We are talking about a factor so that we can do the factor. We're talking about factor so that we can do factorization. But we are also talking about a common factor. It is common throughout. It is going up and up. Says one day tapa. Common factor no up and papa and papa. Common factor no one person the ish. This is what I've done. But take go to 2. I see the highest. Punishment 3 is the factor, common factor, and highest. So 3 is the repo. What am I saying? There is also another factor in over 2. So the highest common factor is 4. I will repeat this. 2 is a common factor. No pinda 2. Right? But then 4 is the highest. No pinda But I haven't finished. Why? Because I haven't put the letters. Let us also look at the factors. I was looking at 12 and 8 and 12 only. Now, when you look at the letters, we are saying common factor A, A passes. There is no A at the bottom. Right? B, there is B also here. So there is B and the B here. So times B. So the answer now becomes 4B. This is now the highest common factor. You know, pinda it's pinda. Why am I doing all this? I'm doing this so that we can now then factorize. If I now say factorize, natosvika factorization yacho man. Takutanga factorize man. Ngatimboti isu takuti manje factorize, for example. Factorize 8AB and 12BCD and 12BCD. This is just a recap that I'm doing. Dukwenda factorization cheka kwana kwende yese aiwa ndungota karike kuti muziko nzwisisika ndozvinetwa unodzidzisa munhu unofanira kumbodzikira mashure shoma zviri kumbobva nekupi zvichene nekupi ndoti zvibatike zvakanaka. So I will now say here we've got our, remember, for us to factorize that, sorry, let me put an equal sign here. Let me say this is factorized, and then put a plus sign here, factorized, and then I want to say 4B, and then I want to do that one. So the question is factorize 8AB plus 12BCD and is equal to 4B, like that, and then I put brackets. That is the question, factorize. So I will now say solution. Solution. Right, I've been going too fast on these ones because can't recap. Zvinzvongoti ndikuti asuma kuti munhu ari kuziva kugara because inoita kutaura nezvenyaya factorization. Saka zvinoita kuti ndiri kudombo kuti ndikokuratidza zvese izvi zvakakosha izvi zvigonzwisisika zvimafambira zvinenge zviita. So I know, but then again pamwe watovharwa watoshaura kuti kubva nekupi kuenda nekupi zvinowanikwa pano pasi. Anyway, I'll proceed. We will now say our highest common factor is 4B uyu. Ndiyandaisa apa uyu 4B uyu. Now I'm now showing the link now. And then 8AB, this is the 8AB arapo. And then 12BCD, that's the 12BCD arapa zvakara. Zvakangofanana zviri apa. Ndikulinka my factors and then my highest common factor and then factorize. So I'm trying to link all these zvikobatana. Maths kuzogonekeka. Kunenge kuzokwanisa kuona malinkages acho zviri kulinkana papi, zviri kurasika papi, hazvifaniri kulinka apa, zvinofanira zvese zvinokosha. So here I go. I will now say ko 4B zvabudiswa kunzoko abudisirwei. Zvinoreva kuti inini ndofanira kuti ndinoona kuti iyi inofanira kudivhaida ichipindawo ikati 4 into 8 2. B na B zvinova zvakanzurana. Uyu B uyu na B zvinokanzurana. Kosara A, so we have A here. And then I've got a plus. And then 4 into 12, it is 3. And then B na B zvinokanzurana kosara C na D. So now that becomes the answer. An answer. I want to prove that this is the correct answer. How do I do that? I can simply come here and say 4b 2a plus 3cd, no multiply, not this time this 8ab plus this time this 12 pana bigger and then pana cd. This is 8ab 12bc e. Don't put for cheto. Right. I was just introducing, and so that at least we can now go into the main dish here, factorization. Everyone has got potential to pass mathematics. The mighty math doctor. Why is it that I'm here? I want to make sure that everyone passes mathematics. Everyone has potential to pass mathematics. We are dealing with factorization. I'm going to proceed. We have been given another question now. Main dish, right? I'll quickly go through this one. What do I do to factorize this one? The first thing, I have to find my HCF actual, like this, C, and then 12 b squared xy is equal to 2 times 2 times 2, and then x times x, and then b times b, and then times b, and then times c. Then I come here, 2 times 2 times 3, which is 12, multiplied by b times b, and then multiplied by x times y. Right. I'm factorizing. So I have to find the highest common factor first. So HCF is now equal to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by, right, I am now on the letters. I know my questions are Gawanda. You can go factorize. I want to see my letters. No, my letters are C work and we're going to do Shakar. You can show Shakar Pana. Apana X kuna X muwecheti, we are rapo. So this is the X that I'm talking about, times X. There is also a Y, which is here. There is also a B and a B vavira. Saka times B, apa. Apana Y, apana Y. Ukuna C, apa as is common. Saka and quantity switcher. Saka pana, you gumira pana B. So what am I saying? 4b squared x. 4b squared x. We are upon x mojete, upon b squared. So this is the highest common factor. I now lose this one now to say 8x squared b to the power that minus 12b squared xy is now equal to 4b squared x bracket. Like this. I'm now following what I've done at the top. Now I divide. 4 into 4, 2. And then 4 into 8, 2. B squared. Now B panasara B mwechete. Right. And then X. Now X panasara X mwechete. Posara C. Minus sign iyo. And then again 4 into 12, 3. B na B kosara B mwechete. And then X na X will cancel Y. So our answer now becomes that one. Let us double check. We are saying we are dividing. This is our HCF. 4b squared x, 4 into 8, 2. And then b squared and b to the power 3, b squared, and b mwechete. And then we've got our x and x squared. There is also an x vaviri, x mwechete. And then c. Cx, apasina c pana, which means again I now put a minus sign, and then our 4 into 12, which is 3. And then a b and a b, b mwechete, x and the x will cancel. And then into that one, y. So this is the factorization that I'm talking about. But this is just a recap of most of the things that I'm just doing. The main dish of what we are really talking about now becomes like this, whereby we now say factorize. There are different types of factorization. I'm now going to the main one that is paramount, or that is really required. All this is necessary, but what I want to show you now is this x to the power 2, 8x plus 12, number 2, x squared plus 7x plus 12, number 3, x squared minus x minus 12, number 4, x squared minus plus x minus 12, number 5, x squared minus 4x minus 12, x squared plus 4x minus 12, number 7, x squared minus 11x minus 12, number 8, x squared plus 13x plus 12. Right. I've got new ways of dealing with every topic. New ways of dealing with every topic. No one zvisiri mumabhuku. I don't need mabhuku inini akanyorwa because ndine zvinyowani zvega zvega zvandikawana nguva yekunyatsogadzira mabhuku ezvechukwa zvandinoita zvega zvega paevery topic panenge pakatoipa. Right. Kachita semo nezvandakuita pa zvinyowani zvandakuita. Dexterities of dealing with mathematics. Ndosaka ndichiti aiwa kupasa hakuna angatifoire pamusana pokuti ndine zviri simpler pakuweka every problem yega yega ndinazvo. Taremo zvandakuita kuti solve yekutanga solution. Let me write at the top solution, whereby we are saying number 1, x squared plus 8x plus 12. We are now doing it this way. Unfortunately, tofana tanga tambogona futi kumexpanda kunwa kanda kambodzidzisa zvakare kuti aiwa kuexpanda kunoitwa sei. Madexterity andira kuratidza ipapa. X times x ndi x squared yokutanga. Right? And then the last one yandinogadzika apa neapa ndinobudisa chi 12. Right? How do I now know kuti ndinoisa which number apa? Pana 12 akawanda. This is how we do it now. We now come here and say, and have my combinations of 12. It's 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. This is how we get a 12. That's how we get a 12. So all these combinations, those shanda to solve a problem ndopanda kuti muone technique kacho. Because mathematics, when I deal with mathematics, it's my tactics, my tricks, my techniques, my strategies, my methodologies. Adzo. Saka technique chiri papa, ndopa hiri papa. Ndakutora manje kuti okay, ndoisa ipi apa. Inofana kubudisa chi 8 iri pakati manje. In other words, ndakutere pano pakati apa. Pano pakati chete apa. Saka pano pakati apa kuti 8 uyagobuda, you know this. The 2 na 6 ndozobudisa chi 8. Saka ndokadzira pana pa 2, ndokadzika pa 6 ndesa plus na plus apa. What am I saying? I'm simply saying ndikati 2 times 6 the 12. Asi ndikaeda e ne e inobudisa chi 6x and then plus 2x yobudisa chi 8x ari pakati. So this is the factorization iyo yatopera ya number 1. Done. Technique. Maths zine tactics, zine tricks, zine techniques, zine strategies, zine methodologies adzo akakwana ekuti kwangoratidza munhu zviro zvafana kubuda zvakanaka. Rekationa timu yacho tinoita sei tikuona zvakare kuti ndikumbonyatsaita nezvenyu ndikuti aiwa tinenge takuti hang on. Let us first have the question, which is now b x squared plus 7x plus 12. How do we now do it? We are now put again x. We are simply saying x times x again nobudisa x okutanga. But ndikudaka kuti ko yepakati iyo inobudisa sei yepakati. Because the combinations are up esa nobudisa 12. Ese ari papa. Ko yepakati ndikasa panapa ndotopika umo ndokopika chetomo cheto ndatolisa kadi ndopedza basa 4 apa na ningi apa 3 na 2 3 na 4 wabudisa 7 done. Takutenderera mberi. The next one number 3 times x squared minus x minus 12. Again we come here and say x times x. Mwana ndaka oh Jesus Christ. Ko panapa zvapaina minus apana plus apa. Kona yako enda nekupi manje. Izvo zvakanaka. Apa zvakafanira kuti pana 1 apana 1. Saka tobudisa 1. No answer tofunitsa pakati ndofana kubudisa 1. Saka isusu katukuchagoka number inobudisa 1 apa. We are looking for that, the one that will create a 1 or that will have a result of 1. How do I get that? I'll come here and say, the 4 na 3 ka ndozabudisa 1. Because 12 minus 1 I hit 6 minus 2 I hit or plus whatever. It's either you're adding or you're subtracting. You could test about. So here apa I'll try to muone visualize ndo kuti muone kwa ndiri kuenda kwacho nematira ndiri kuita ndoda kuti ndidzinyore pasi ndozokupatana yache inobva aneka automation kungozvisadzikisa. So here I go. Panapa ndati nini? Pana 8 apa ndi 2 plus 6 nobudisa 8. That's it. Ndozvandataura. Ndosaka ndakadzika pa 2 na 6 apa ndabudisa 8. Right? Panapa ndati ndi 3 plus 4 ndabudisa 7. Ndozvandaita pa number 2. Right. Ko pa number 3 manje ndiri kuti chi kundibudisa chi minus 1. Ndikatarisa apa ndinoti nini kuti minus 1 abude nema combinations zvinova kuti panoraka pana plus 3 na minus 4 ndibudisa minus 1 uyabuda. Minus 1 abuda. Saka zvikureva kuti kapana apa ini ndiri kuisa e plus 3 apa na minus 4 apa ikabudisa minus 1 munoziexpanda zvenyu kana masara zvenyu muchiita zvenyu muchiona zvinobudira kana hazvibude saka aiwa I'll proceed and do that the rest kama manje the last one ndinoda kuti ndingoita before the break is this one yekuti izvo ko panapa ndichaisa ipi ndozobva ndazospace after the break it means panapa kundibudisawo 1 zviri kureva ndikuti plus 4 minus 3 inobudisa plus 1 saka ndo pattern yache saka iyi ndiyo inogadzikwa apa iyi ndiyo inogadzikwa apa zvichingoramba zvichingoita zvidaro zvikaenda pedza dzese idzi ndo technique yacho inoyatikuratidza. Right, we're dealing with factorization. I'm showing my dexterities, my tactics, my tricks, my techniques, my strategies, my methodologies adzo kuti dzinoitwa sei kuti dzigogona kugonekeka. Hapana chinombonetsa chinoda chete kuti munabatsiridzwa anongopuwa foundation yakanaka obva atanga zvakare kukwira zvakare kana anga achiti ndine u ndine e ndine z whatever it is zvakana basa munhu wese anofana kutopasa maths akangopuwa background zvakare zvakutoita zvakanaka. Right, I just want to finish up these dasarides. It means now this time around pana 4 ndikandibva ndapesa kunyora idzi zvakare idzi that was number 3 and then number 4 which is actually saying x squared plus x minus 12. Again, we are saying this in x times x, we'll get the first x here. And then we want to get now our 12, we are saying we get from the pool. And the one that is here now, which is a plus 1. How do we get plus 1? We do it here. This is where we do it. Plus 1, I'll fetch from the pool. Plus 1, I'll say plus 4 minus 3. We get a plus 1. So in other words, I'm simply putting here a plus 4 and a minus 3 there. What are we saying? Minus this, plus this, and a minus that, we get a minus 12. And then e, which is 3, and then e, which is positive. So answer is positive. When you now get to number 5, I first do it here, up, pan up. My dexterity is actually I want to get a minus 4. How do I get a minus 4 from the pool? Okay, I'll say 2 and 6. So a minus, it means plus 2 minus 6, I get a minus 4. So it means number 5. I'll simply say x squared minus 4x minus 12 is something like this. X and the x, right? I've already put the solution there. Plus 2. Go plug a cheta. Minus 6. Up and a minus yakakurake. Negative. And then again, the next one, number 6. Number 6, again, panan, this time pana plus 4. How do I get a plus 4? Plus 4, ndo tasa omo zakarapo. The 6 na 2, do not put 4. But could I get plus 4? You know the phone 6 minus 2. Never plus 4. So again, I'll come down here and say x squared plus 4x minus 12. We now say this, and we say x here and x there. For us to get that, a plus that, we get, we put a 6, I'll put it there already, which is 6 and a minus 2. We get a plus that one. And then the last one, or number 7, number 7. Ndotangana zvitira panapa. Kuti okay, kundiona minus 11, ndineta say, ndotarisa kao, kuna 1, na 12. Ndoduanechi, minus 11. So I will now come here and say x, and then x, right. My solutions ndatoka zikakutara ndi 1 na minus 12. Kundiwanechi, that one. And then number 8, the last one, which is now this one, x squared plus 13x plus 12. How do I get it? I do it here. Ndinoyapana. Okay. Ndineta say ndiwanechi 13 ari papapo. Ndotarisa uko tokandotora. Ndi plus 1 na plus 12. Ndinobudisa plus 13. Plus 13. So here we go. X and then x. Saka zvasara kuita seya kungoisa chete plaga. Ndagoplaga nokotora figures arapa. Up plus 1. Totora irapa plus 12. Done. So it means these are the answers. No factorization inenge chinzi inonetsa. Aiwaka. Maths dzine ma dexterities adzo. Maths dzine ma tactics adzo. Dzine ma methodologies adzo. Dzine ma techniques adzo. Anoshandiswa kuti kwase kuti budise zvinhu zvakadai sezvo. Saka isusu kungoisa manumbers esai arapa anowana namba iri pakati iyi idzi ndedzedzi dziri kunze idzi ndo dzandakadzika panapa iri apa kuti dzikwanise kuti dzichibuda zvakanaka. Saka aiwa maybe pamwe vangangofunga kuti maybe tinongoramba tichikwesa 12 chete kwese aiwa. This was a technique yokuti zvigokwesa kubatika tikaona pattern kapattern ndokandaida kuti mugoona, ndosaka ndaisa 12 panapa kuti tione pattern yekuti tinozvifambisa sei kana tishandisa the same table yayi. Ngatimboita something else ndimboona kuti kana pasina 12 isiri 12 inenge iri something else. Rega ndiweke even at the top panapa ndokona kuiwekera padenga zvangu pana factorization apa. So I can now say maybe something like x squared plus 12x and then plus 20 factorize again, right? It means ndinoya zvakare pano ndoti ko 20 wangu ane macombinations api, ndoti 1 times 20, 2 times 10 and 4 times 5 ndo macombinations ndo maitira tikuita tukaona chi 20. Saka ini ndakuti ndoisa wangu x panapa, ndoisa x wangu panapa apa, ndasana x wangu vaviri, x times x yobudisa iyo. Then I will now say okay, ndiwane chi 12 ari pakati apa ndi 2 na 10. Saka ndakutokugadzika kapanapa 2 apa, ndokadzika panapa 2 apa na 10 apa, 2 na 10 yobudisa 20, ndikaedha i 10 na 2 zobudisa 3, 12 ari pakati, 12 ari pakati, done. Zvotopera kutapa. So it means that's the technique that we use when we are actually working out those problems. We can even have mamwe problems yakare ndichitora mudhat pool ndikangodhamandisa 20 kunzoko timoone pattern yacho tinenge ichifamba sei. I can do another question again, like for example I can actually even put it here up kuti timoone zviri kufamba sei. Tinogona panapa x squared, let's say minus x and then minus 20. What are we saying? Apa this apa kubuda chi pana 1x up. Tachinja tambisa chi tumbe so 20 mbona zvike zvifamba sei. Right, we come here again to up x na x up and x there. So what are we saying? For us to get a 1 we are up to real panapa combinations zangu ari panapa the e 5 minus 4 ndobudisa 1. So but it is negative guys. Saka kuti bude negative zvinoti ndikuti plus 4 minus 5 budisa negative 1. So panapa ndongoiso plus 4 na negative 5. Answer done. Ndobudisa answer. Zvatopera kutapa. Right. Pane pamwe pazvinozorema kana zvinge zvaakuine kona ngatimbeisa imwe plus zvakare ipapa pama examples angu zvakare x squared plus x and then minus 20 paina plus this time around. What do we do? We will now say x and x there, right? This time panani pane positive again ndi 4 na 1 nobudisa 1 sikatikuziziva sikatoti isusu ndi plus 5 plus 5 minus 4 is equal to plus 1 is equal to plus 1. So how do I do it? I'll now put I'm simply taking kungotora apa ndakutongogadzika apa kanda dai so ndakutongotora apa ndoti plus 5 apa ndotora iri apa ndoti minus 4 apa. Answer done. So ndopera kutata. Right, pane pamwe pazvinozombeitwa a bit complex kana takuchita ma factorization I think that will be the one that I want to show you kuti nengeta sei. Patinozowana nguva I will also show you kuti tinozvishandisa kupi izvo zvizvi si tichizviita. I will also show you mamwe maepisodes andinenge achizotevera pamberi. Ngatimboti tapuwa 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 kuti tinoita sei apa. Zvakuenda zvichiita sei zvichina zvinotoomeka zvinhu zvotangira kabackground work zvikwira pandatangira ndichifactor HCF factorize ine ndapapa zvakara right. Yokutanga iyi tatisusu yokutanga ine x times x yobudisa yokutanga iyi ne ndo dzobudisa irapa. So azvichinje izvozvo. So what we simply do we say put x apa na x up ine dzobudisa chi 2x tapedza kapa. Right, 1 uyu ari kupeseresa ndo zvakafanira zvatakachita apa pa box utko tukurapa zviri kureva kuti nini 1 wangu 1 uyu ndi 1 times 1 haina mamwe macombinations. Saka zvinotoreva kuti kana iri 1 times 1 kuti ubudise chi 3 apa takuda kubudisa manje pakati apa zvakuda kurema manje takuda kubudisa pakati manje zvinondobudisa 1 apa na 1 apa hapana imwe combination iripo pamusana pokuti mukuona kuti panapa tanga tichinja macombinations kuti budise pakati idzi 12 anga ari mumwe chete apa again anongoramba ari chi 1 mumwe chete. But tikamatoda e ne e ndikamatoda e ne e inobudisa chi 2x, right? Ndikabudisa e ne e inobudisa chi x. Let me not put a sign. Ubudisa x which means apa ndi minus na minus apa kuti kubudisa chi minus 3 apa minus 3x apa ndikubudisa nje chokutala. Saka zvasara kuita sei kungotora e ndogadzika apa inova ndiani ndiminus tofanira minus apa ndikamati pa ine e inoita minus ndikamati pa ine e inofanira kuita minus e ine e ubudisa minus ine e ubudisa minus. So we are done. So it's 3x minus 1 x minus 1 done. Thank you. That'll factorize. So in summary, I'm simply saying when you are dealing with factorization, you have to understand factors, and you also have to understand what we mean by highest common factor, and then we can now factorize. And factorization is got actually different parts that we deal with when we're dealing with factorization. The initial part was the initial part that to do with the starting point of factorization, and then this now follows the second part of dealing with factorization, and then we go again a bit higher. We also again go a bit higher. We can even go higher than that, and later we also solve Shakari. So I think all this will assist us to solve using factorization, which is again coming in the next episode to do with solve using factorization. We can also solve using graphs. You can also solve using completing a square and all that. So I'll end here on this particular case, and I'll end here. Thank you.